So for English 2, we had to make a night presentation, and that's basically a presentation where we had to remember all of our lines, and we had like a certain amount of time we could talk, and we had like a slideshow going on in the back to like explain what we were talking about, so you get like a better image of what we were talking about, and yeah.
And so the project was, so the project question was, why would you remember the Holocaust? And we decided that the reason that we would remember the Holocaust would be because it's too valuable and it's not worth forgetting. And so we went to a museum and we saw 2 Holocaust survivors, and they told us their story, and then off of that story we got to write persuasive essays.
And we got to learn like a lot of information while we were down there.
And from all the information that we gathered, we again wrote the persuasive essay, and then our group in our Ignite presentation, we each acted out separate roles, where Caitlin was the German bystander, Jesus was the Jewish survivor, I was the Nazi soldier, Jonathan was a high school student that was currently studying the Holocaust and telling us about what he learned about the Holocaust and his own perspective on it. And Kimberly brought it all together, summing up what we were saying and emphasized on the point that the Holocaust should never be forgotten.
Now, what is the Holocaust? How did it impact this world? It wasn't until I had done extensive amounts of research and I read multiple books to where I truly got a grasp of how this historical event was the holding place for human suffering. Now, one of the first things that intrigued me when I was researching about this event was the guy named Adolf Hitler. Now, Adolf Hitler was an Austrian-born German politician and the leader of the Nazi Party. Now, Hitler and his team of Nazi soldiers would basically go around looking for Jewish people. And they would take these Jewish people and ship them off to concentration camps. Now, at the concentration camps, the Jews would basically do like manual labor, but if you were the weak one of the group, they'd send you to the showers where all you got was the smell of Zyklon B and the screams of the innocent. Now, Hitler's main purpose for this horrific genocide was to create this perfect race of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. And it just amazes me how far one man will go for something he truly believes in. I think this historic event impacted our world greatly, and I think it's still impacting our world to this very day.
You don't blame Hitler. The Holocaust was like a dagger that stuck deep into my flesh, because it is and always will be unforgettable. People I knew, people I saw every day, and people I loved were murdered and abused. The impact, it seems, was very dark. It felt like when we strained our vocal cords, all anyone else ever heard was the silence in the midst of our slaughter. There were piles of limp, cold, dead bodies. And any one of the people that lay there could have been one of those that you saw or talked to almost any day while walking down the street. And although the Holocaust was an unimaginable massacre, it did, on the other hand, help me to realize that what I didn't think could happen, but countless lives could have been saved. How precious freedom and decency were, and still are, and that the worst of our problems as humans is the hesitation to do what's right, and to stand when others may sit.
I believe that the words Governor Hans Frank of occupied Poland spoke to my fellow comrades and I explained quite well how I feel about the Holocaust. Frank said, one way or another, I will tell you quite openly, we must finish off the Jews. The Fuhrer put it into words once, should united Jewry again succeed in setting off a world war, then the blood sacrifice shall not be made only by the peoples driven into war, but then the Jew of Europe will have met his end. But what should be done with the Jews? Can he believe that they will be accommodated in settlements in the Ostland? In Berlin we were told, why are you making all this trouble? We don't want them either, not in Ostland, not in the Reichskommissarient. Liquidate them yourselves. Gentlemen, I must ask you to steel yourselves against all considerations of compassion. We must destroy the Jews whenever we find them and whenever it is all possible in order to maintain the whole structure of the Reich. Clearly you can see that the Jews disgust me far more than anything and anyone else in the world. I was quite happy to receive the order from Hitler to exterminate them once and for all.
People look down on us, judging us, but majority of bystanders just don't know what to do. Like, would you believe me if I told you this one guy would set up camps around Germany and the surrounding areas to kill Jews and many others inside of them? Would you take my word for it? Would you believe me? Or would you think I'm just making this up? We could have had a warning for these people. We could have saved 11 million people's lives that did not deserve to die during the time. You know, like, I just knowing now that I could have saved all those people's lives and I didn't. And I just feel so bad. We could have prevented the Holocaust from ever happening. Just think, if you're in my shoes, what would you do? Would you tell someone about it, or would you just be a bystander, just like me?
Listen to those words. Truly hear them. From a just-educated high school student in awe of mass death. From a Nazi soldier who truly believed he was making the world a better place. From the scarred Jewish survivor whose nightmares of memories keep him awake at night. And from the bystander whose regrets make her wish she could go back and make a difference by doing the right thing. The Holocaust has impacted the lives of people then and now, and will continue to do so. We will not forget. We cannot forget. For it is in our forgetfulness that we reach our downfall. It is in turning a blind eye that we bring about the downfall of others. In remembering our prior reasons and faults, we can correct ourselves in the future. The Holocaust teaches us that the past, all past, matters. How can we refuse to let events from our thens shape our nows? There are some who ignore their past, who do everything to forget it. And to those who have never heard of this atrocity, to the children who have yet to lose their naivety, I would say this. We need to remember our pasts, for without them, what would be our present? And what is the point of our futures?